Hi, everybody. We're live right now at Pace Studio on the road in Atlanta. We're in the Woodlands at SweetWater Brewery with Callista Clark. Callista Clark, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi.
This has been a total pleasure to meet you and hang out for an hour and listen to you guys sound check. It sounded wonderful so far, and we're about to hear 4 songs from the debut EP, Real to Me, which is going to be a total pleasure for everybody. What's happening first today?
Well, thank you. It's so amazing here. We love it, and I'm so excited to be able to play in front of human beings, so this is great. And I wanted to start off with a song from my first collection, and it's called Change My Mind. And this is one that I wrote about the kind of guy that you know you shouldn't be with, but you kind of want to anyway. So yeah, this is Change My Mind, and I hope you like it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Callista. Thank you, everybody. You guys sound great together. This is awesome, and this is exactly where I want to be on this Wednesday evening. So thank you. I know that you started singing in the church, and back in the day there was some stage fright and shyness, and maybe hesitation to get on a microphone.
Yeah.
And then you've started playing Eddie's Attic, and you've got a whole lot of big shows coming up this summer. So congratulations to you on that.
Thank you.
What I'm wondering is, did you do anything to consciously work on getting rid of that stage fright and that shyness, or did it just kind of naturally develop and you sort of naturally blossomed into it?
Yeah, I wish I could say there was something that was the answer for how it gets easier, but honestly, I've been singing since I could talk, and it was just me doing it more and more, and different types of shows, different venues with different people, and just doing it as much as I can, and it kind of got easier as it went along. But yeah, I wish I could say there was some certain answer, but there's not.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I mean, that's a hopeful message for, I mean, that's stage fright and fear of public speaking and all that kind of stuff is a really common thing for a lot of people. So that's a hopeful message that if you work at it, potentially that stuff can dissolve and you can get up in front of a group of people the way you have.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, I think just keep doing it. If it's something that you love and something that you know you're supposed to do, then yeah, keep pushing yourself.
Nice. Well, thank you for doing this for our audience today. And there's a lot of opportunities for people to see you coming up this summer, actually live in person, which is a great change from the way the world has been for the last 18 months. Well, cool, man. You guys sound great, and there's a lot more of your music to be shared with the internet. What do you feel like doing second today?
So I think next I'm going to do another song from my collection that I just put out, and it's called Real to Me. But this next song is called Don't Need It Anymore, and it's one of those really sad songs, so just bear with me for a second. We'll go sad and then we'll bring it back happy, I promise. But this is called Don't Need It Anymore. If anyone asks me, I tell them I'm happy, 'cause one day I'll figure it out. Pretend I've forgiven so they won't see I'm missing something I can't live without. This heart's useless, worthless, 'cause it just doesn't work like it did before. You stole the meaning, it's not beating, you can't keep it. I don't need it anymore, anymore. It's hollow, it's empty and cold that you left me with something so hard to replace. You told me to move on, find someone to find love, but inside there's nothing but space. Oh, this heart's useless, worthless, 'cause it just doesn't work like it did before. You stole the meaning, it's not beating, you can't keep it. I don't need it anymore. Since you broke it, you can't keep it. It's always been yours, and it's not even worth me fighting for. This heart's useless, worthless, 'cause it just doesn't work like it did before. You stole the meaning, it's not beating, you can't keep it. This heart's useless, worthless, 'cause it just doesn't work like it did before. You stole the meaning, it's not beating, you can't keep it. I don't need it anymore. I don't need it anymore.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you. Can we talk a little bit about what the studio environment looked like while you were creating Real to Me, and what that relationship between you and Nathan Chapman looked like when you sit down to create together? Like, what does that relationship look like, and where did you guys do it as well? What studio did you record
Yeah,
at?
so I was at Blackbird Studios when I was cutting my vocals, but I will say it wasn't the typical recording way, because COVID was happening and we were all in lockdown, and I was supposed to go in at the beginning of 2020. And then the world decided to kind of end, we all know. And so it was late summer of last year when I went into the studio, and my producer, Nathan Chapman, he is a genius, by the way, so talented, and he had all of the musicians send in their parts from their house. And so he was able to play on it. He played bass on all the records, and then he was able to be very picky with what he wanted and what he didn't want, and we got to take our time with that. It was really nice. And then I just came in and sang on it, and then I went back, and then there they were. My songs were done. So it was not the way it usually goes, but I think it was great for us.
Good. Well, good for you for staying positive about it. I mean, it's obviously COVID was it's a devastating thing for everybody. I mean, the entire world felt it, but it must be particularly difficult when you're right at the beginning and there's momentum for you happening in your career. I mean, I've been around for twice as long as you've been around. So for me, it was, COVID wasn't great, but it didn't like kill all sorts of momentum, which, I mean, it's got to be, I'm not even sure there's a question here. I'm just saying good for you for remaining positive about it and for sharing your music with us here today.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. I mean, I've been writing in Nashville for the past 4 years, doing co-writes and trying to figure out which songs I wanted to put out, and then the time finally was here, and then it disappeared. So yeah, it was definitely that, but it was a great time for me to be able to grow as a person, grow as an artist. So yeah, it was good. We made it positive, like you said.
Yeah, and here it is. The music is here, and the summer seems well slated to be a big one for you. So there's a lot of good shows coming up, and thanks again for doing this. And we're only halfway through. There's a lot more music of yours to be shared. What's happening third today? All
right. So next, I think I will play my first radio single ever. It's 'Cause I Am, and I couldn't be any more excited about this song. I believe it's at 33 right now on country radio charts, which is absolutely mind-blowing. And so yeah, this song has changed my life, and I hope you guys like it. You wish I was simple, but I'll never be that. Thinking that I think too much and I talk too fast. Might be born in the same year, but boy, we ain't the same age. Might be reading the same book, but we ain't on the same page. Nah, it ain't your fault, boy. Not even gonna make you sad. I'll make a call, boy. I can't help it, I'm one of a kind. I'm more than meets the eye. If I ain't what you'd like, well, it's alright. You want a one-dimensional woman, it's okay, I understand. If I seem too complicated for you, it's 'cause I am. It's 'cause I am, yeah, yeah. I'm a little too salty, it's 'cause you're too sweet. And if you can't find the rhythm, it's 'cause I make my own beat. You're calling it stubborn, I'm calling it sure. I'm an MVP under the league. You can't keep up and I'm gonna get bored. I can't help it, I'm one of a kind. I'm more than meets the eye. If I ain't what you'd like, well, it's alright. You want a one-dimensional woman, it's okay, I understand. If I seem too complicated for you, it's 'cause I am. Don't beat yourself up about it, baby. It's 'cause I am. Don't beat yourself up about it, baby. It ain't your fault, boy. Not even gonna make you sad. I'll make the call, boy. Yeah, I can't help it, I'm one of a kind. I'm more than meets the eye. If I ain't what you like, well, that's alright. You want a one-dimensional woman, it's okay, I understand. If I seem too complicated for you, it's 'cause I am. Don't beat yourself up about it, baby. It's 'cause I am. Don't beat yourself up about it.
man. You guys sound great together. Callista, could you introduce us to everybody?
Absolutely. So this is my guitarist, Break.
All right,
I've been
Break.
playing. Yeah. I've been playing with him since I was about 13, so it's really awesome that now we're here and having songs on the radio. It's pretty crazy. And then this is Mia Morris over here on the cajon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you see, she plays like everything. Has a tambourine on one foot and playing kick with another. Like, she's insanely talented. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's Mia playing everything is a perfect segue to what I wanted to talk about a little bit, which is that you play everything also. I know you've got like 8 instruments under your belt, maybe. Can we talk a little? Was COVID a fruitful time for you in terms of being able to rehearse the ones you already know and maybe even putting new instruments under your belt during that time?
Yeah, it definitely was. But it also was a time where I got instruments that I probably don't need. So, for example, I got a guitar, which is like the most random thing I could have gotten. But hey, I think it's cool, and I think that there's a moment somewhere out there where I play a guitar for one song. We'll have to see. But yeah, that was one of my COVID investments, and not too sure if it's the best one.
Well, I mean, when you start to write 80s party anthems, I think that it's going to fit right in.
Well, thank you. It's definitely a fun one, for sure.
Yeah, good. Well, you guys sound great. I think I've said that about 15 times during this thing, but I do mean it. This is a total pleasure on our side to have you here, and there's still more music. There's going to be a 4th one off of Real to Me. What are you guys going to do last today?
Yes, so we have one more song for all of you, and I just wanted to thank all of you so much for letting us come do this. It's so much fun, and we've really enjoyed it. But the last one that I want to do is actually the title track to this collection that I just put out, and it's called Real to Me. And it's one that I wrote about being a teenager, and I think that it's the most relatable time you could go through. So I hope you really like it. Too old to cry and too young to drive. Smart enough to know better, too dumb not to try. Too soon to have life down to a T. But the way that I feel is real to me. Oh, blue still feels blue when you're green on the vine. Real tears in your eyes and rain. It's still rain, even if you haven't felt it 1,000 times. They say go be free, but I'm too caged to fly. They say spread your wings, but the wings don't fit right. And they say that it ain't as bad as it seems now. But the way that I feel is real to me. Oh, blue still feels blue when you're green on the vine. Real tears in your eyes and rain. It's still rain, even if you haven't felt it 1,000 times. I know about love, but it's still brand new. And I know what a heart feels like broken into. And I know it's just a glimpse of what it will be. But the way that I feel is real to me. Oh, blue still feels blue when you're green on the vine. Real tears in your eyes and rain. It's still rain, even if you have is real to me.
All right, this has been great, man. This has been a total pleasure on our side. So thank you, Callista. Thank you, Break. Thank you, Break. Thank you, Mia. This has been awesome. And travel safely, please, between all the dates this summer. And best of continued luck on the debut EP, Real to Me. It's out in the world right now. So congratulations, and thank you again for doing this.
Thank you guys. This was so much fun.
All right, we'll see you next time.